Hi, I'm Tom, and in this video I will show you how to edit and move slab objects in FreeCAD BIM. I have this sample file which you can download for free on my Ko-Fi shop. The link is in the description below. And here I will be showing how to work with slabs because I created this driveway and the plot of land as a slab. I'm using FreeCAD 1.0 in this video. Okay, first of all, I will hide the license text and also the garage object. So only those two slab objects, driveway and the plot, is visible. And what's important about slab object is that it's based on another object. This is the base object of the driveway and it's rectangle, and this is the base object of the plot, and this is a polyline or wire. So both of these are draft objects, and another option is to have the base object a sketch object. In the second half of this tutorial I will show you how to transform draft object to sketch object and how to edit the sketch object. But first we will take a look at how to edit draft object as a base objects of slabs. So first off, I will show the rectangle object, the base object, and hide the driveway. So now you can see that this basically a face, a 2D object, is the base object of the driveway. And if I want to change the shape of the driveway object, I have to basically work with the base object, the rectangle. So I will take a look at the rectangle from the top, and if I want to make the driveway 2 meters longer in this direction, I will use the stretch tool. I have a tutorial about the stretch tool. It will be linked in the description box below, so if you want to know more about the stretch tool, you can watch that. But here, for simplicity, I will show you just the basics. So I'm selecting the rectangle, firing up the stretch tool, and now selecting which vertices I will want to move. So I will disable snapping, and I will click here, here. So I'm editing these two vertices, and now I can click here, move my mouse to left, hold shift, and type in -2000 millimeters, hit enter, and the base object is moved 2000 millimeter, is made larger like this. So now if I show the driveway and hide the rectangle, you can see that the driveway changed according to the base object. So now I want to also edit the plot of land so that it's 2 meters longer this way, both of these. So I will look from the top, and I don't actually have to hide the plot object and make the underlying wire visible. I will just select the wire, use the stretch tool, select these two or these 4 vertices, click here, hold shift, release shift, and type in -2000, hit enter, and all of them are adjusted so I don't have to switch the visibility of these objects. Now another important tool of the slab is the thickness of the slab. So if I select the driveway slab, in the data properties of the slab, I will scroll down here, and you have this height property, which I've set here to 100 millimeters. If I would want to make this 600 millimeters thick, you can just easily change this parameter. Now to move slabs, it's quite easy. I will just look from the top. If I wanted to move the driveway again 2 meters to the left, I will select the driveway, fire up the move tool, click here, point my mouse to the left, hold shift to lock the direction to the x-axis, release shift, and type in -2000 millimeters, because I'm typing minus because positive values x is to the right and negative is to the left. So this is how you move slabs. Now what if I wanted to create a more complicated shape, let's say from this plot of land, and let's say I would want to make a indentation here. How would I do that? I would again edit the base object, the wire object, and I will have to enter the edit mode, and I enter the edit mode by double clicking the plot object, the wire object, or right clicking and choosing edit. And here now I'm in an edit mode where here you can see vertices which I can move, but here I want to create new vertex here, another new vertex here, and then move this one. So to create a new vertex in the edit mode, I hover my mouse over the edge, hold shift and click on the edge. Well, actually I have to hide the plot and show I have to hide the slab and show the wires. So again, now I can hover my mouse over the edge, and with holding Alt and left clicking, and here I have options. And actually because I'm adding point, and I will be adding point exactly at the place where I clicked, I will be actually clicking somewhere here. And if I choose add point, the edit point is here. I will add another point, again hold Alt, click on the edge and add point here. And now I can move this point, and you can see that these stay here. So if I wanted to move it here perpendicular like this, I would turn on snapping. I will set snapping like this, just the snapping to endpoints, and I will move my cursor here, type in the Q key, hit the Q key, that makes the temporary tracking point. I will hover my mouse here and hit the Q key again to create a temporary tracking point. And now if I move my mouse here, it's snapping to the perpendicular positions from the temporary snapping points. So I have the indentation here, which is nice. And if I close the editing, I will hide the wire object and show the slab object. You can see that the slab is not changed according to the base object. This is because here you can see this blue check. You need to refresh the project, and after you refresh, it's updated also in your viewport. So you can edit the wire objects like this, but it's a little bit more work to have the precise dimensions here. So if I wanted to have 1 meter and 1 meter indentation, so if you have more complicated slab shape like this one, it's probably better to, instead of using base object, the draft object, it's better to use sketch object as the base object. But what should we do now when I have already created the draft object as a base object for the slab? I can actually create a copy of the draft object, the same shape, but it would be sketch using this draft to sketch tool. And to use this tool, it's advisable to look at the shape from the top view. And now if I select the base object, the wire object, the plot, and fire up this draft to sketch tool, you can see that new sketch is created here. It's called sketch 016, and this is basically the copy of this wire object, but it's a sketch, but the lines are the same. So but now the slab is still based on the wire object. How can I switch the base objects of the slab? I can do that by selecting the slab, and here in the properties of the slab we have got this base options on the component base option, and you can see that the base option is wire named plot. And if I click here and click on these three dots, I can select different base object to be base of this slab. So I will select the sketch 16, hit OK, and now you can see that the plot of land is based on the sketch object. So now I can hide it, and you can see that the original wire is placed here outside, and it's not based on it, it's now not based of anything, so I can easily delete it. So we have changed the base object of this slab to sketch, and to edit sketches you have to enter the edit sketch mode. So either by double clicking the sketch or right clicking and choosing edit sketch, you are now in the edit sketch mode. So here you can actually move those lines, but you can see that if I move this line, other lines move too. This is because the sketch is not constrained yet. So before I start to type in distances here, I have to create constraints. So first let me constrain this line to the origin point. So I will select the constraint coincidence, select the point and select the line. And then I will use the default dimension, the default dimension tool, which automatically selects the constraint, and I will click this point, and yep, it's selected this point automatically. I will set that number, then this point and this point. I will click here, let the number be there. Then I can select this height and this height and this height, and you can see that I'm reducing the degrees of freedom for the sketch. What can I do next? I can do this one, and I can do this length, and also I will hit escape to move the dimension down here because I want to create this one. And I've got still 1 degree of freedom, and yeah, it will be probably this line. Okay, so now it's fully constrained, and I know that I already, when I was showing you how I can move those lines, I changed this length. So I will double click this number and I will change it to 22 meters, hit OK. So this one is now 22 meters. I will change this one to 2 meters. Oops, not 2 millimeters, but 2000 millimeters, so 2 meters. This one will be also 2000, and then this one will be 20 meters. So and I also moved this one, so I know it should be the same as this, so it's 4000 millimeters. So once you have the sketch fully constrained like this, it's very easy to change the shape of the slab. So now I'm happy with all of these dimensions, so I will close the sketch, and you can see that the size of the plot has changed. If I would want to make it again different, I would edit the sketch mode again. If I change this indentation to 4000 millimeters, and then again I have to be careful to not move this one. It depends on how you constrain the sketch, and I close it. You can see that it changes the size according to the base sketch. Now the last thing I will show you is, you can see that now I have the garage and the driveway visible, and when I enter the sketch mode, these are not visible. This is because the default setting of the sketch mode is that it hides dependent objects, and because of my BIM structure of the project, The dependent objects is the garage and the driveway and all of those that are inside of the site. But if I wanted to adjust the sketch and see the other objects visible, I have to edit my FreeCAD settings. And you do that by going to Edit menu, then Preferences. And when Preferences are open, you will go to the Sketcher options and go to the Display part of these options. And here you have Visibility Automation. And if you have this option, hide all objects that depend on the sketch. If you uncheck this and hit OK, and now if I edit the sketch mode, you can see that I can see all of the other objects, but sometimes it can be problematic that I also see the slab. So depends on your preference how you want to work, but this is useful to see the other geometry. Okay, so these are the basics of editing the slab object in FreeCAD BIM. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.